All right, and now we'd like to welcome teacher Howard Krug to the show. Hi, Howard.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Sam.
Hi.
Good to meet you. Hey, we're on History Hotline right now.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
And this is once a month where we look at history.
Okay.
But we're going to do something special all throughout the whole year. We're going to look at the government and how the government works. We're going to start with New York State. So,
Okay.
gentlemen, let's get started
Okay.
with it. You see this, right? What is this in the shape of?
New York State.
New York State.
Beautiful. Okay. And we've got the New York State what?
Emblem.
Emblem.
It's the seal.
Seal.
The Great
Okay,
Seal.
cool.
All right. Good. We're going to all learn today. Okay. Do we know who this man is?
Yeah, it's our governor.
It is our governor. And our governor is like the president of the United States. He runs things for New York State. His name is
Cuomo.
Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah,
Yes.
Andrew Cuomo.
And he has been in office since 2011. And he's there today for president. And unlike the president of the United States, he has no term limits. He can run as many times as he wants.
Wow.
Interesting.
So he can do whatever he wants, right?
No.
He makes
No.
the laws. No. There's somebody who makes the laws. That's right. So this is the New York State legislative branch. But before we get to that, let's look at this seal a little bit.
Wow, seal's kind of cool.
It is, isn't it? It's got the Excelsior. You know what that means?
Excellence.
It's, no, close.
All right.
Do you know? It's ever upward. It's our
Ever
motto
upward.
for New York State. Ever upward. And as we look at the seal, we've got, we got two women here. We've got an eagle, and you can see right here the globe for the world, and you can see the Hudson River, the mountain, and the sun's coming up for a
Okay.
beautiful day. And this woman is holding a sword, and she's also holding scales. But there's something unique. Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. What happened to my picture?
Oh.
No.
No.
Where did it go? Where's my picture?
You might have bumped
You might have
into it.
touched it with your arm and
I might have
did
deleted
some magic
it.
there.
Okay, I might have deleted it. So let me just go back here to the seal real quick. Oops.
Right there.
All right, there's the seal. She's blindfolded.
Wow.
She's justice. The scales.
Justice is blind, huh?
That's exactly right. So you see the scales for fairness and the sword for impartiality.
All right.
Okay, so as we look, we've already done this one. So requirements for the Assembly and Senate. Can you guys run for Assembly and Senate?
Sure.
Sure you can. Okay, how about you in TV land? Can you run?
You have to be a certain age, right?
You
Yeah,
have to be a certain age. That's exactly right. You got to wait a few years, young people. But if you're 18 or older and you're watching Homework Hotline,
You can run.
you can run for the Assembly, you can run for the Senate.
So I don't have to be a lawyer.
Here's the deal. You got to be a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
That's all.
Are you ready for
What about a resident of New York State?
You do. You have to be a resident for 5 years.
5 years.
Now, we got a math question for you out in TV land. I moved to New York State from Texas, okay?
Yep.
And I moved here in 1991. How many years, or what year could I start running for Assembly or Senate?
1996.
5 years.
Yeah.
1995.
Cool.
91 and 95.
1990.
Oh, all right,
I'm sorry.
90. Okay.
I
Okay.
apologize.
All right.
Okay.
You have to live, I apologize if I misspoke that one. You have to live in the Senate or Assembly district for 1 year. You have to live where the people are. The district is that area of population where the people are located. So I have to live in your town, the town of Westchester, if I want to run for Westchester Assembly. I have to live in the town around
whole year.
Buffalo if I want to represent Buffalo.
So I can't be in Albany and run for Buffalo.
No.
Okay.
You have to live in that district at least 1 year. Now, you can move there next year, and then you can wait a year and then run.
Okay.
But people really aren't going to elect you if you move.
They don't
from
know
the-
you.
Yeah, they don't know you. Plus, you don't know too much about the state.
Gotcha.
And here's the other thing. Prior to the election, you have to live there so you're well aware of the issues. But here's the nice thing about the Assembly and the Senate. They get to elect their own leader. Now, the one slide that disappeared, and I apologize, you got to be 18 years or older.
Yep.
And there are over 63 senators in New York State and 150 assembly people, and they're elected every 2 years.
Those people are.
So all of them are up for re-election every 2 years.
Wow.
So you can really change things in New York State a little bit, can't you? Sure. And right here, here's our leaders. I told you, I don't know what's happening here today. Okay, we get to elect our leaders.
Yep.
Well, in the New York Senate and the Assembly leader, the one gentleman is Carl Hastie, and he's from downstate,
Okay.
and he's the leader there. And in the temporary Senate president and majority leader, that's a big title, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
But he basically runs the Senate, okay?
Okay.
And that's John Flanagan.
Okay.
So,
But these guys are still employed by us, and by me, by you, and everyone else
they
in the
are
state.
employed by us.
Okay.
So their job as legislator, and this is something that I had on that slide. I don't know what happened to that. We're going to talk about laws.
Sure.
So where do our laws come from? Do people
bill.
just wake up one day and say, hey, I want a law?
Yes.
They could.
Right.
So then I can walk into the assembly and I can walk into the Senate and say, I got a law here, I want to give you this law, and this is what we're going to do. No, I can't quite do that. Okay? You have to be a senator or an assembly person to come up with the idea. That's where laws usually come from.
So if I have an idea, I need to get it to my assembly person or Senate person.
And we're going to talk about that.
Okay, cool.
You betcha. And the state official. Maybe the Surgeon General of New York says, we need to change the smoking laws. We need to do something and let people know.
That smoking is not good.
Smoking's not good, right? You're in TV land, right? Smoking's not good. Okay. So we want to make a more stringent law. So he would come to a senator or an assembly member, and he could say, hey, Craig.
Howard?
Yeah, we would like you to sponsor this law.
Okay.
And then you talk to Sam, and Sam.
So do I get a kickback or something if I sponsor this
No,
bill?
okay. No kickbacks here in this today, okay? We're going to talk about things that are okay.
Okay.
An organization can suggest a law. So, like, we belong to don't we belong to an organization?
Teachers.
We're we're teachers.
Or
yeah, that's right.
firefighters.
Teachers, firefighters,
Yes.
anybody, or police officers. Any of those can suggest a law. They bring it to the assembly leader, or they bring it to an assembly person, a senator, and they can get it passed. Now, this one's kind of fun because this one, there's two words here. Let's look at
constitute?
these. Constitute. No, it's not constitute. The word is constituent. A constituent is a citizen.
Any citizen.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Of that
District.
district. Okay.
So I can't suggest New York City should impose some kind of change in transportation because I'm not there.
Oh, boy,
I don't live there. I'm not a
Right.
part of that district.
Exactly. You wouldn't want to be involved with New York City because we're here in upstate New York.
Okay.
So as a constituent, you can write to your legislator here, an assembly leader or senator, and you can get a law passed.
Okay.
Legislator just means the writer of a law.
Okay.
So the whole idea is you and I. Now, young people, you can actually write an assembly leader or a senator, and you can make a change. You do have that power. And there's some laws that are very important. We signed 917 laws. Governor made them into law, and he vetoed 130. That's a lot of laws, isn't
Yes.
What does veto mean?
it? Veto means to take away. It's no longer good.
So they didn't become laws then?
That's right.
Okay.
The governor vetoed
no.
it. He stopped it from becoming a law.
So what if it was a
Very
good law that they should have passed? Then what happens then?
They have to override it, and we'll talk about that when we come in a later episode to checks and balances.
All right.
One example of a law that was passed that is very helpful to us, gentlemen, because we work here, is drinking water can be tested for lead.
Okay.
And this is New York Hotline. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, cool.
History
Thank you, Howard.
Hotline, I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
All right, if you'd like to learn more about government, head to homeworkhotline.org and click on videos. Now stay right there, and we'll be back in a second.